This is Femi Lamberts, and here's exactly how to trick your mind into closing more deals. The reason why I say trick your mind is because a lot of people see my videos, see my content, and are like, there's no way it's that easy. And there's no way you just do that. It's gotta be a scam. It's gotta be an issue. It can't be that easy. Well, the truth is, it's not really that easy. Because I've been doing this for so long, it is really easy to me, and it's very simple to me. So not only is it easy, but it's also simple. Now, land flipping is very simple, but it's not always going to be easy, and you are going to have some things that you have to get through, just like any other business model, just like any other thing, any other opportunity that you go through. There's a rites of passage of sorts to get to the place where you're actually going to be able to, have success and make it work for yourself. I don't think that you're going to have anything, not a single thing, where you just get through it and there's no problems whatsoever. So that's the first thing. And I think the biggest thing that you can do to trick your mind into doing more deals is to believe that this is real. Because a lot of people just don't believe that it's real. You're like, there's just no way. There's no way you can just buy and sell land from all across the country without even ever seeing it. There's just no way. Show me the HUDs. I show the HUDs, I show the deals that I've done, people still don't believe it. And so if you're seeing this video for the first time, or you're going through my videos, you've seen a lot of my videos, whatever it is, understand that this is real, this does exist, and you have to change your belief system into this is real. If this is something you want to do, you have to believe that it's real, you have to believe that you can do it. So you might even believe that it's real, you might even believe that, these kind of deals happen, which they do, but then at the same time, you also have to believe within yourself that you can do it. And that's what's really important, because a lot of people don't believe that they can do it, and they think like, oh, I'm not good at talking to people, or I'm not good with data, or I'm not good with market selection, or I'm not good with marketing, I'm not good at X, Y, and Z, so I'm not going to be able to do it. Well, just like anything, you practice at it, you do it over and over and over again until you become good at it. You have to have the belief that you can practice it enough to the point of mastery, and that's what's important. When you can practice to the point of mastery, that's when you get to the point where you're able to live the life you want to live, do what you want to do whenever you want to do it. And that's what's so important to understand, because when you understand that, you understand that this is all a process. It's a process that's taking you on the trajectory of closing multiple land deals consistently. So, just like with anything, this is about your belief systems and your belief in yourself. Again, if you believe that you can do it, you will. The same way, if you believe that you won't be able to do it, you're not going to be able to do it, because it starts in your mind. And a lot of people think, oh, this is mumbo jumbo, whatever. No, but it starts at the basic framework of you simply believing that this is something that I can do, and these are some things that I can accomplish because I want abundance for myself, or I want to make 6 figures a year, or I want to make 7 figures a year. If those are things you want to do, you have to believe that you can do it. You can't want it without having the belief. They have to tie in together. You have to want it and have the belief at the same time. The other thing to understand is that we get paid to solve the big problems, and a lot of people think that this is just get a deal under contract, buy it, list it on the market, and sell it. Now, that is the process, but some of my largest deals have come from solving the biggest problems. I mean, where there was title issues all the way through. We had to contact 8 different owners to get a deal done. There's divided interest on this deal. This property is growing up, so we need to clear a road a few feet, and it has to be a certain feet for the county regulation. There's been so many different things, so many complex problems that I've had to solve, but on every single one of these deals, I've made the most amount of money. And so I see a lot of people get to the point where they get a deal under contract and then it needs a perk test. And then they kind of freak out, oh my God, what's going on? This property needs a perk test. Or a buyer backs out of a deal. Oh my God, this buyer backed out of a deal. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna get backup offers? Oh my gosh, how am I ever gonna sell this property? They freak out instead of solving the problem. This is a game of solving problems. It's not like although this is a cash printer, this is not something where you can just send out the mail and then money's just gonna come back to you. You have to actively do things in order to make that money. And I know that this sounds like really obvious, but people come to me all the time saying, oh, well, I had a problem with this deal and it just didn't work out. Well, how much did you try? Because yes, our deal's gonna fall apart, yes. But a lot of people just think that every single deal is just gonna be smooth, breezy. Every deal, smooth, breezy, smooth, breezy. And that's not the reality, it's just not. And if you think that, it's gonna be very difficult for you to build a sustainable land flipping business, because you are going to have problems. You will get into this, and yes, you're going to close deals profitably, but you will also have problems on some of those deals. And it's up to you to be able to work through those issues. And then know that on the other side of this is an extreme amount of profitability if I just get through it. You might have a seller that wants to back out on the last day of a deal that you stand and make $50,000 on. What do you do in that scenario? Do you fold? Do you give up? Or do you call that seller 20, 25, 30 times until you get them to come to the closing table? Which one are you going to do? And in your mind, you have to make that decision. I'm going to be the operator. I'm going to be the business owner that solves the fucking problem. That's what I'm going to do. And once you make that decision, your business, your life, everything about that from there will absolutely skyrocket to the moon. It's a decision. It's a choice. How do you deal with the stressful situations? Most people, I will be honest with you, the reason why they're average, the reason why they don't have the money they want to have, they don't have the business they want to have, they have very average and poor mindsets when it comes to solving problems. They have very average and poor ways of dealing with stress. Most people will rather quit than go through the stress, than go through it, than go through the problem and solve it. The reason why there's a 1% is because the 1% of the people that are able to withstand that pressure and that stress. So if you want to be a part of that, if you want to be one of the top land flippers, if you want to be in the 1% of land flippers, of business owners, then you have to be able to solve that problem and withstand the pressure and stress that it takes to get to the destination. And that's the truth. Most people are not going to tell you that. Most people are going to tell you that, oh, this is so easy. No, but it's not. It does take diligence. It absolutely does. And if you don't have that diligence, you won't be successful. That's just the truth. So whatever you want to learn, whatever you want to, it doesn't matter. You have to know within your mind that I believe in myself and I have the diligence to get to where I want to go. That's the truth. And that's for anything. If you want to make 250 grand a year, 500 grand a year, 600 grand a year, at some point you're going to stumble. There's going to be some kind of roadblock and you're going to have to run right through it. And you have to make the conscious decision, I'm going to run right through this. I don't care what I have to do. This is my goal. I'm going to get to it. Hell or high water. Doesn't matter. You want to be able to educate yourself as much as possible. I've been doing this for years and I've had a great deal of success, but there's still things that I don't know. And I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly talking to operators that I know are at 7 and 8 figures, talking to them consistently. You know, what kind of deals are you doing? What kind of things are you seeing? What kind of trends do you see? You never stop educating yourself. And the moment you stop being a student is the moment that you start failing. Once you start thinking that, oh, I know everything, that is the exact point in which you're going to start digressing in your business. I've taught people that get to the point where they think that they know everything and that they can't learn anything else. And once they get to that point, they stagnate. You're not going to grow from that. You're not going to grow beyond that. It doesn't matter how much success you have, what you have, material, item, whatever it is. Don't ever stop being a student. And when you make that switch in your mind, it's going to make it so, like, deals just start coming to you. I get deals into my CRM every single day from students and my own marketing. Multiple deals, multiple leads a day. And that's because I'm always learning. I'm always learning. I'm always looking at market trends. I'm always making connections. I'm always talking to people. I'm always doing that. So be a student. Even if you're a complete novice right now, you don't know anything, once you get 3, 4, 5 years on, continue to be a student. Don't stop learning. Don't think you know everything, because you don't. And about any business and about any game, there's always something new to learn. And sometimes it blows my mind where I'm like, wow, I did not know that. How did you do that? I did not know that. And I blow other people's mind that have been in the game for years too. Wow, you're doing it that way? How did you do that? How did you use that strategy? How did you follow up with them this way? I didn't know you could do that. And the most successful people I know are also like that. The most successful people I know are students. They're still students of the game. They're still always trying to learn, always trying to soak up information, always. And so don't ever think that all the knowledge that I have in my mind is all the knowledge that there will ever be about this business. I know everything about it, because you don't. I'm here telling you that I don't know everything about it, and I know a good deal, and I've had a lot of success in this game, but I still don't know everything. I don't think anyone in this business knows everything, and if they're claiming that they do, I would question the source. The very last thing that you need to do in order to trick your mind into closing more deals is to send more marketing, don't stop marketing, and don't stop following up. A lot of people, when they start this business, they send out 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 mailers, even 10,000 mailers. Send it out one time, and are not committed to that amount of marketing for 6 months. This is the cardinal rule. 6 months of marketing. Whatever you're going to send out, be able to send that out for 6 months. So if it's 3K, send it out for 6 months. 4, 5, 6, 10,000, send it out for 6 months. Now, when you start to get your results in after the first month, second month, reallocate that back into your business. Continue to market, continue to market, continue your marketing. Because when you continue your marketing, it creates the snowball effect of just having more and more and more deals, more profitability, more cash. We build these businesses to create cash flow. So you need to be able to continuously market over and over and over again, and don't stop. And also realize how much juice is in every single one of your leads. If someone called in, they are a lead. So continue to follow up. If they showed a small bit of interest in selling their property, you need to continue to follow up. Follow up until they're not on the planet anymore. That's the kind of relentlessness that you need to have. And a lot of people don't have that. Oh, well, I called a couple times. They said they weren't interested. Oh, I called and they just didn't call me back. How many times did you call? 5? That's it? I mean, I can go into my CRM. We've called people 40, 50 times before they agree to sell to us. 40 or 50 times, literally. Call people for a year before they call us back. You have to stay on that person's radar. Stay on their radar, because you're not the only one. You're not the only person. Following up is just about showing up every single day to that specific seller or to those sellers, and understand that you have so much money probably in your CRM right now that you haven't followed up with. Go look at those leads that came in and they said they weren't interested. Look at the property. Is the property of quality? Is it something that you would buy? If it is, continue to call them over and over and over again. If they called you and the lead hit your CRM, then you need to call them back. Call them back again. Text them. Email them. What we always do, if they don't answer, is call twice, text, email. Call twice, text, email. Call twice, text, email, leave a voice message. Every single time. We do this daily. After 2 weeks, we do it every other day. After 3 weeks, we do it once a week, and then we keep the once a week cadence. That's the follow-up sequence. You do it that way, you're going to consistently get deals. You're going to have people calling you 2 years from now saying, oh, I appreciate you. I really did want to sell this property. I appreciate you for following up with me. Let's get something done. Or one day they'll just answer the phone, or one day they'll just reply to your email, or one day they'll just reply to your text. But you have to follow up, because again, it's really important to understand that with sellers, you're not of the top of mind to them. You're not the first priority. They've got a whole life to live. Because this is your business, they're your first priority, because when you're able to buy the property from them at whatever percentage, we're going to be able to sell that on the market for 50% more, right? So of course, they're your first priority, because you're going to get paid from that, right? But to them, unless, depending on their motivation, right? But most of the time, they've got 10 other letters sitting there. They got people calling them, or they got people texting them about the same exact property that you're calling them on. So if you're not going to be consistent, if you're not going to be relentless in that, why are they going to call you back? Why do they care? They got options. A little bonus tip on tricking yourself into doing way more land deals. So when you're on the phone with these sellers, and you're on the phone with brokers or title companies or whatever it is, you need to talk to them as if you are the best land business that exists in the world. That's how you need to think. You need to trick your mind into thinking that you are the best at this. When you can trick your mind into thinking that you're the best at this, your whole tone of voice, your whole confidence, your whole cadence in your speaking completely changes. If you can be confident in what you're saying, people will follow you. That's the truth. If you can be confident in what you're saying and how you're saying, and actually be able to back it with proof, people will follow. People will listen. That is the truth. Now, if I made these videos and I sounded unconfident, and I was slouched over like this, and I was always stuttering, why the fuck would you believe anything that I had to say? You wouldn't. And so when you're talking to sellers, you can't sound unconfident. You can't be stuttering. You can't sound uncertain. You can't sound unsure, because if you do, they will not trust that you're going to close come closing day. They won't trust you. You need to believe that you're the best land flipper on the planet when you're talking to your sellers, brokers, anything like that. When you build that confidence in your mind, they believe it. They'll trust you. And the biggest thing with this business is trust. Seller has to trust that we're going to close on closing day. Title company has to trust that we're going to perform on closing day. Broker has to trust that we're going to actually get the listing because they just walked it and did all this stuff and maybe took pictures before we even bought it. They have to trust that. So when you're talking to them, that confidence has to show full force. You don't see or talk to, you don't really see any of these people in person unless you want to. But I've never seen a broker in person or a seller in person or a title officer. Never, not once. Millions of dollars worth of deals. Not one time I've ever seen one of these people that I've ever done a deal with. Not once. So how is that done? Through confidence, through building trust, through building rapport. How do you build rapport? With confidence. So you do all these things, you do them consistently, and you don't quit. You stay consistent on it every single day. You get the right education. You stay consistent day after day after day. You will close more land deals.